Get ready to get your mouth watering. I'm Chris Bjorkman, Mr. Barbecue, and you're watching Mac TV. Hi, I'm Bruce Bjorkman from Mac Grills. Today we're going to show you how the incredible Pellet Boss digital control system works on every single Mac grill. This is standard equipment with Mac grills. You don't have to pay extra for it. And boy, wait till you see all the great features it's loaded with. For 2012, we changed the faceplate of the Pellet Boss by removing the fuse that was on the front and putting it on the back of the control board. We also eliminated the toggle switch, the on and off toggle switch that powers the unit on or off. Instead, we replaced it with a push button on and off switch and one central start button, which is your set button now. To turn on the Pellet Boss, just hit the on and off button for less than a second and it will turn on the display. To change in between functions or screens, use the left or right arrow keys and basically push them one time to get to the particular screen that you want to reach. The default temperature setting on the Pellet Boss when you first turn it on is smoke. To change your temperature, simply push the start button and then push either the arrow up button or down button to select whichever cooking temperature you desire. Once you've reached that temperature, push the start button once again to lock in or accept that cooking temperature. To set any one of the probe temperatures, first plug in the probe. Then select your probe using either the left or right arrow key, push the start button, and you'll see that the display flashes off. To get to the temperature setting, just use the up arrow key and select the alarm temperature you want for your meat probe. Once you've reached that temperature, push the start button to accept and lock in that temperature. When the probe reaches your alarm temperature, the display will flash and a loud audible alarm will sound on the grill. You can use the arrow key to scroll to meat probe number 2 or meat probe number 3. All 3 meat probes can be used at one time, and you can set your digital temperature for the probe strictly by pushing the start button key and arrowing up or down to the selected temperature that you want the probe to alarm to. If you want to cook by time, the timer function on the Pellet Boss is a great help. All you have to do is use the left or right arrow key to get to the timer area and then hold the start button until the display flashes. Once it starts flashing, you can use the up or down arrow key to change your minutes and then your hours. Once you've reached the time that you want, push the start button again to lock it in. And then to start it, push the start button one more time and the timer will begin to count down until it gets to double zeros. Once it reaches double zeros, again the display will flash and an alarm will sound to alert you that it's reached the end of its countdown period. One of my favorite functions of the Pellet Boss is the elapsed timer. Whenever I'm cooking long-term or big cuts of meat, I'll always use the elapsed timer to help me know just exactly how long I've had the meat on the grill. To get to that screen, use the left or right arrow keys, and then once you've arrived, then all you have to do is push the start button and it will automatically begin keeping track of elapsed time from a count up situation. The Mac Grill Pellet Boss control is the only controller that allows you to go in and set up your own custom cooking programs. You'll find that there are 3 custom programs you can set up, known as user programs. There's user program 1, 2, and 3. To set them up, simply reach the user program that you want to use, push the start key. You'll notice it says off, so you'll use the up arrow key to get to setup. Push the star key once again to set your very first cooking temperature. In this case, we've chosen 270 degrees. Push the star button to accept, and then, based either on meat probe or time, the program will go to the next temperature change. We're going to use meat probe number 1 to tell us when to make the next temperature change. As you can see, it's flashing, so we're going to go ahead and set it to go to 125 degrees. Push the star button to accept it. Then, user program number 1 will go to the next temperature setting. In this case, we're going to have the temperature raised to 250 degrees. You can see that the timer's flashing, so we're going to go ahead and select that and move it over to where it will stay at 250 degrees for 3 hours and 21 minutes, using the arrow keys and the star button to accept and to make our changes. Once you've entered in the data to any of the user programs for 1 to 5 different temperature changes, then you're ready to set it up. As you can see, it's at default off, so we're going to push the start key and we'll just arrow up to start, push the star key one more time, and the program will be running. Use the exact same setup criteria for user program 1, 2, or 3. So let's say that we've finished our cooking now, we've pulled the food off the grill, and it's time to go in and eat. All we have to do now to start the cool down countdown mode is push the off button, and as you'll see here on the display, we can either push any key to completely turn off the Pellet Boss, or just leave it alone and allow it to go into its cool down countdown function. Once the thermocouple senses 160 degrees in the cooking chamber, then the Pellet Boss will go into a 4-minute countdown mode. At the end of that 4 minutes, the Pellet Boss will completely shut off and you're done for the night. Complete and easy to follow step-by-step instructions for the Pellet Boss digital control are as close as your owner's manual. Inside, you'll find everything you need to become a Pellet Boss digital master. If you've lost your owner's manual, all you have to do is go to macgrills.com, click on support, and download either the 1-star or 2-star owner's manual. It's just that easy. Thanks for watching today, and we hope that you'll get a lot of enjoyment using the Pellet Boss digital control on your Mac wood pellet grill.